Don't tell anybody. That would be the worst case scenario, where suddenly you can't see. You can't see the light and now you're stuck in the dark. Cancer, you have a change that you want to make and it terrifies you. So we're going to do a reading just to find out, some specifics in regards to that. Basically to, see what you're scared of, see the worst case scenario, see the best case scenario, and also the likely outcome. Hermit came up upside down. Or not upside down, but flipped. Interesting. So what I'm going to suggest for you, Cancer, is take this kind of like a pick a card-ish, but based on your chart. So sun, moon, and rising. Check out all three of those. That way then you can get a good full picture of the, what you need. Unless you find one that totally 100% resonates with you, then it'll be great. So, you. All right. Let's get started here. What's going on for Cancer for this change they need to make that they are worried about, that makes them nervous? What's the unacknowledged fear that holds them back? What's the unacknowledged fear that holds them back from making this change, please? For Cancer. What is the unacknowledged fear for Cancer? The Hierophant. You don't want to step outside of like traditional structures, okay? This is something that's outside of the box and that worries you. You don't like to do that. You don't enjoy that because it's not comfortable. For some reason, I'm feeling like you might have a Taurus moon. So make sure you check your moon sign. Yeah, stepping outside of established structures. And it's like you're having to build your own path. That's what it's like. And so it scares you. It scares you. So what's the worst case scenario here? What's the worst that can happen in this case? What's the worst that can happen for Cancer, please? We're just using the 22 major arcana for this. And then what we'll do is we'll clarify. All right, well, sure. We've got the moon. Worst case scenario. Burying it. Burying it down in the dark. Keeping it in the depths of your soul and not letting anybody see it. Don't tell anybody. That would be the worst case scenario, where suddenly you can't see. You can't see the light and now you're stuck in the dark. Boy, that sounds really dire. I don't know what change you're trying to make, Cancer, but boy, yikes. All right, so what's the best case scenario? Best that could happen for Cancer if they make this change. Best that could happen for Cancer if they make this change. The Hanged Man. New perspective. New perspective that makes it so that, because a lot of times it's all about perspective, and your perspective on yourself and on your emotions and on your situation around you are what trigger, like, things to change, right? New perspective is almost guaranteed to trigger new action on your part. Okay? But, yeah, Sun and Chariot came out again. Yeah, head towards your sun. But this Hanged Man, it still says that, you know, so it's a new perspective. Best case scenario, new perspective. Which is really guaranteed movement, guaranteed change. So it's not like nothing would happen. Okay, so what's the most likely result of making this change for Cancer, please? What's the most likely result, please? Most likely result for Cancer making this change. Let's see it. Most likely result for Cancer making this change, please. Come on. Deck's getting thin, so it's hard to like make it do its thing. There we go. Temperance. Healing and a balance. Stepping away from something that takes away the balance. This could be like a behavior. It could be a whole situation, right? With this Temperance card, you see how they're like pouring the cups, you know, pouring the water from the cups, going from one to the other, and doing it very carefully, right? Doing it very carefully. The number 14 may matter for you, by the way. Interesting. Let's get some clarification on some of these things here for Cancer. Find out. Look at what came up. Temperance again. It's a big deal for you. Balance. A lot of times Temperance can be like divine intervention as well. Alright, I need details for Cancer, please. Need some details on these cards for Cancer. Interesting. Okay, so tell me more about this Hierophant. Tell me more about this unfounded or unacknowledged fear. Six of Wands. Tell me more about that. Tell me more about the Hierophant, please. Pride. Okay, here we go. We've got, okay, so we've got Six of Wands, the Chariot, Nine of Wands, and Two of Cups. So, if this is a relationship that you're making a change for, it's like giving yourself permission. The thing is that you feel like you're being selfish, for one thing, with this Six of Wands here. You feel like you're being selfish, but you know where your heart's taking you. This is you, this Chariot card, okay? You know where your heart's going, and you know where your heart wants to go. But you're like, no, I can last. I can do this. This is the Wounded Warrior of Nine of Wands. I can last. I can do this. It's fine. It'll be okay. I want to keep this partnership. I want to keep this partnership with whatever this is that you're trying to change from. I'm trying to make this partnership perfect. It's like, I can keep doing this because you know what? They'll change. All I have to do is heal them. That was my dog, sorry. All I have to do is heal them. I know where my heart wants to do though. My heart wants to just kind of get, I need permission to do something different. I need to give myself permission to do something different. Oh yeah, with that Knight, you know, we get the Devil here. Yeah, you're attached for sure. Attached to the result here. The Hierophant is all about giving yourself permission because you know it's an authority figure, big sky daddy energy, right? Giving yourself permission to step out of your old patterns, to follow your heart. Change the pattern. Change it. So that's what they're saying, is that's what you're scared of. You're scared of changing the pattern, because when you change the pattern, look, best case scenario, new perspective. That's a good thing, right? All right, so let's do this here. So worst case scenario. What's the worst that could happen? The Moon. Everything gets buried. Page of Cups. Page of Cups. Three of Swords. Boy, then I'm not surprised by that. One more, please. There we go. Emperor. Yeah, so like really holding your emotions within you. And it's all in your dreams. And boy, it breaks your damn heart. It breaks your heart. Because that Emperor is a really stoic kind of person. Someone who doesn't really express their emotions very easily. You've got all these fantasies of love and devotion or whatever it is that you're focusing on here. And it's all going to be hidden within. Remember that the body remembers, okay? The body always remembers. And any of this stuff that you tuck down deep inside, a lot of times, especially if you're a heavier person, like you're overweight or fat, straight up fat, you know, like I'm fat. Okay, fine. You know, I don't care. I do care, but you know what I mean. I don't care calling myself that because that is what it is. And so, but the thing is, a lot of times if you're holding on to fat, a lot of times it can be repressed emotions that have been repressed within. So a lot of times when you go to lose weight, which I've been working on doing, it gets real hard because you're releasing those emotions that you had tucked in. It gets real hard. All right, tell me more about this Hanged Man. Great. Okay, we've got the Seven of Swords and the Three of Wands. Yep. One more. Hanged Man, please. Yep, Queen of Swords. Okay. Yeah, so it's like you don't want to, with this new perspective here, it's going to be one of those things where you're going to be like, yes. I know that eventually I'm going to have to think about so that there's that new perspective. New perspective that shows that you're waiting. And with this Queen of Swords, as I'm saying, waiting for something to end or change or something like that. This woman right here, this Queen of Swords, she makes changes 100%. And she's very strategic about it. Very strategic. She's not emotional about it at all. And so, but you know it's coming. And so like, but you don't want to talk about it. Whole new perspective. So it's like in making this change, you're going to realize that the change that you just made, it's almost like the change that you just made doesn't really matter in the situation that you're trying to make the change for. Three of Cups. I don't know if that matters for you. But you're going to find that it doesn't really matter as much. And you're going to be like, oh, so it creates this like internal realization of, oh, I'm going to have to do something else. I'm going to have to do something else. Because, you know, the most likely outcome for making this change, you're going to start seeing the reality of what it is. The reality, the truth. Temperance. Tell me more about Temperance, please. Tell me about this outcome. Most likely outcome for Cancer, please. Tell me about this most likely outcome. Temperance, please. Hermit. See? Seeing within. Seeing within. Tell me more. More, please. Yeah, we've got 8 of Wands and 8 of Swords. A couple of 8s. With the Hermit. Yeah, so it's like, it is like an internal realization, and it's going to be quick. It's going to be quick. An internal realization that you're just like, I've been holding myself here for however long, and there's nothing I can do to change this. It's kind of like accepting that there's nothing you can do to change it. This new perspective is accepting that there's nothing you can do to change it. The only thing you can do is change what you are doing, how you perceive things. What do you deserve? Beautiful. I love it, Cancer. That's what I've got for you today. Thank you so much for being here, and I'll see you next time.